so 10 Cloverfield Lane, it's a Cloverfield movie. Let's just say that. It is a Cloverfield movie. I won't say how it connects to the first one. Does it? But it is a Cloverfield movie. And as a Cloverfield movie, it is better than the original.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. I think it's a better movie. It functions better as a narrative. It
How is the cinematography in comparison to the last
Well,
one?
I'll tell you, Andres, it's a little bit more static, if
Have
you
you
know what I
have
mean.
you guys seen the trailer? I'm sorry, it's just he mentioned cinematography and it brought this to mind. Have you guys seen the trailer? And I forget what it's called, but there's this new movie coming out that's like the entire
Oh,
movie is a
Oh, the
POV.
POV first person movie,
Hardcore
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like
Henry.
Yes.
Call of
Yeah.
Duty the movie. That's very interesting.
And that's good setup. I like all that. But it's interesting you bring the Hardcore Henry up because there's connection between that and Cloverfield Lane, in that
Oh, is
that
there?
too was also a festival movie
Hmm.
that was was kind of remade in a sense to be turned into a Cloverfield movie. It was not only shot and produced as a different thing, but it was also shown at film festivals 2 years ago, 3 years ago now,
What?
as a different thing. So there were reviews of it before the movie even came out.
What was its original title, do you know?
Oh, The Cellar.
The Cellar, that's it. And that is the crux of the movie, and that's why it was called that, because it's the Cellar. That's like the whole thing. There's a little bit at the beginning that sets up the story, there's a little bit at the end that caps off the story. And I won't mention how either of those things go, but the bulk of the movie is the main character, another character, and John Goodman locked in a bunker during something, or at least that's what John Goodman tells them, and they all have to deal with each other and try and figure out what's going on, who John Goodman is, why they're there, what's the deal with the bunker, why is everything so weird, why is John Goodman so crazy, and what exactly is going on outside, and is what's going on outside even real? And the question you ask yourself is, who fucking cares? Like, a lot of movies nowadays will try to set up this big conspiracy plot, and you just don't give a shit because you don't care about the characters and you don't care about the situation. And these characters aren't amazing, but they're great for what's done with them. They don't get really, really, really cutting deep into these people's pasts and their personalities and where they came from. But what it does give you a good sense of is who they are in a moment that really matters in their lives. And seeing people like that was nice for a change, because that's I haven't seen a movie like that in a while where you just got to see people be who they were in a moment, and you get a little bit into their backstories and stuff. You get a sense of where they come from, and you find out, but that's not what's important. That's not the focal point, and that makes for a very compelling, sort of fast-paced and engaging narrative that doesn't require a lot of work to get you into the characters. It is really impressively efficient at getting you into it quick and making you want to really find out what's going on, make you want to find out why these people are in this bunker, is what's going on outside real, what is going on outside if it is real, just a whole slew of questions, and I gave a shit. And to me, a movie that makes you give a shit about a conspiracy that doesn't really give you a whole lot to go on, because this doesn't. It gives you almost nothing. You're in a bunker the whole movie. There's nothing to go on outside of what John Goodman tells you about, outside of what you can see outside the windows, what few that there are. So it's compelling in that way. Now, I will admit that there's also sort of that element of, like, it's a Cloverfield movie, so you want to find out what the conspiracy is because you want to see if it connects back to the old one. I won't say if it does, but there is a
What
little bit of that.
I think the origin story that you just gave us of the movie makes me say probably not. Um,
Um, I won't say anything to say yes or no, but it is compelling outside of that. Like, that isn't the only thing that is compelling, is that it is a Cloverfield movie. There's very little of that. It's about this story, and it's about these people, and it's about going through this really intense emotional and physical experience with these people. And it's great for that. And it's riveting. It is the, like, tensest, most suspenseful movie I think I've ever seen in theaters. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time trying to figure out what was going on, and that was really cool. I haven't had that in a while, so you should definitely check it out. It is it's a kind of movie that you just appreciate on a level of the fact that this was made and made this well is impressive and cool to me, and I'm glad I spent money on it because I'm impressed by how good this is. So it's one of those kind of movies. It's a movie I
Mhm.
appreciate and respect as well as enjoyed. So
Now,
that's my review of 10 Cloverfield Lane. Go out and see it. It's as a horror movie, it's also great. My only I'll get into problems briefly though.
I do want to say
Um,
the one thing that
don't
everyone has been complaining about is the ending. Everyone says it's
Yeah, that is the biggest
unnecessary
problem with
or
it.
it's too
It's
long.
yeah, okay. It's too long, but that's not the issue. The issue is that it is way too big of a jump from what's going on in the bunker to what's going on outside. That's what the jump is. And it's not a jump of like, and the jump makes sense. It works for the
Mhm.
story. All of it makes sense. All of it works. That's the problem, is that all of it functions fine
Mhm.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it doesn't work. In the moment, it does work though. It's really annoying. It's jarring, and it kind of makes you go. It kind of makes the movie seem a little bit dumber than it actually is because of how jarring the ending is. It kind of makes the movie seem like what it's getting at isn't as important now because of what you're seeing is so distracting. So that is definitely the biggest problem with the movie. Everybody's kind of agreed on that,
Mhm.
but the ending does not kill it, and the ending is satisfying enough, and it's going to leave you talking about it enough that uh, the rest of the ride was that the rest of the ride was more than worth it. That seeing these people go through this journey was worth it. The only other thing I'll say is that John Goodman's character isn't really what you might think he is based on the trailers. The trailers make him seem to be a little bit more sort of um, mysterious. I mean, he is mysterious, but sort of mysteriously motivated. I know, even that's true, but morally ambiguous, I guess is the word I'm looking for. He's not as much of that in the actual movie, so that was kind of unfortunate. It made it lose that element of drama, but that's basically it. So I really liked it. I thought it was great. You should see it. It's an absolute fucking emotional roller coaster. So give it a shot. So are you guys gonna see the movie now?
Oh yeah, I was definitely
no.
gonna.